Ew, what's good, people? Welcome to another episode of the B.O.P.S podcast with your guy, the host of the most amount to plan, Yawaki EZG, and Manila.
Yo, it's your boy Da Vinci. Starve the ego, feed the soul.
Yo, much love, much respect to everybody who's showing up to the live. You know what I'm saying? This one was unexpected. I even caught my co-host off guard with it. But the reason why I had to do it like this is it's the Giannis hate, man. I got a lot of clips. We gonna run through. We gonna give you our analysis. We gonna give you the talk of the fans. We gonna let y'all know where these guys messed up and where some of these guys gave credit while other ones didn't. But you know what I mean? Without further ado, I'm gonna give you one clip off of our page first, and then I'm gonna get into a few other things. All right. Put that up. Yeah. Part of that is using foul trouble, so you would have had more, right? B.O.P.S 18 a good portion of those triples, 5 rebounds. He's helping to space out the floor. Drew 15, 6 and 6. That is exactly what I need from Drew Holiday every single time as a coach. Giannis, okay, he just got to play the 35, but still 27 and 3. Because Da Vinci brings up a great point that we're going to talk about. Put 2 more on the assists. Add 3 more points to his point
total.
Come on, man. Come on. That's a Giannis game.
Stop it, bro. You're being greedy, bro. That's a monster game. That's a monster game right there. And that's what we say. That's why he's so great. That's a monster game for anybody else, but for Giannis,
it's a regular tip. Okay, so you know what I mean? How do you feel about this Giannis hate before I get into the first clip?
Well, let's just get to the root of the problem here. Let me ask you a question first of all. Is Giannis a phenomenal basketball player? Is he like one of a kind that you have seen? We have seen players close to him, but I mean, how fast this guy developed from when he came into the league and the hard work he put in. And he just keep getting better every year, right? Which is the scary part. Giannis is already a champion. He's already a league MVP.
Yep.
I mean,
defensive player of the year.
Yeah, and he's the best player in the league.
So, right, hands down. Hands down.
So here is the root of the problem, and here's where the world is now. That's why the world is so messed up. The root of the problem here is Giannis is not flashy. He's not going around posting Lamborghinis and all of this. He's not doing all of that stuff. He's not in the news for getting into trouble or whatever like that. He's just a humble man that works hard at his craft and everything else. And in this day and age of time, you don't get respect for that. If you are out there wilding out and doing all these extra things, that's what they love now. That's what you get.
Of course. So hold on. First victim I want to play right now is KP.
Middleton proved last night.
What I've been preaching time and time again, that he's the Batman of this team. We heard Giannis in the post-game interview last night. He said, I trust Chris Middleton. He hasn't let me down too many times. In these moments, you go to your most skilled guy, a guy that shoot 50, 40, 90, going to knock down free throws, going to knock down timely shots, has the skill set to be able to create, get to his mid-range and pull up. I've been trying to preach to the world, Greeny. I've been having so many people attack me about me saying Giannis is the Robin. Like, that's a bad thing. Robin is still a superhero. He's just not Batman. He still need that big brother when things get tight, when he get a possession by possession to take him home. And that's what Chris Middleton does. That's who he is.
So, Da Vinci, do you want me to play the next clip? Because I like I said, I've got a lot of clips of some ridiculous stuff that these guys are saying. And, you know, I just want to play a couple of them before I really, let me get to the Charles Oakley.
Force back in the days. That's
Would or would not?
He would have been a force. He wasn't gonna be doing no Europe to the basket like he doing. You'll step to the basket and just get layup. No, somebody gonna knock his head off. I'm glad he doing what he doing now, but he definitely wouldn't. He been come on the bench back in the days.
Hold on, I got one more before you decide to unleash, because then we're gonna have a serious conversation here. Okay, so let me play this one.
Going for that. You know good and well Giannis ain't KD. Let's pump the brakes now. Like, Giannis is great. He's phenomenal.
What is it that
he
Giannis
ain't Kevin
doesn't do?
Durant.
What is his flaw?
Excuse me?
What is Giannis's flaw?
How about perimeter shooting? How about that? That does matter. That does matter.
Valen just spelled this out. We're not trying to
please.
identify the best.
Please.
But when we talk about skills and what a brother brings to the table, this dude ain't on KD's level. I don't want to hear that. He's not Kevin Durant.
Well,
Let's stop that right now.
Stephen A., would you rather have Ja or Giannis in these playoffs?
I got to tell you. Listen, Giannis is an obvious answer. Let me say this to you. Let Ja Morant keep ascending. And I might go with Ja. I think it's a discussion. Giannis is Giannis. And I get that. And he's the reigning finals MVP, reigning champion. He's a former league MVP, defensive player of the year. I mean, the guy's phenomenal. I get all of that. Giannis is Giannis. But we don't know what the hell Ja gonna be.
So, people, let me enlighten you. So, some of these clips are older, some of these clips are newer. Stephen A., let me solo myself up for this. Stephen A. has got the worst takes I've ever heard when it comes to certain players, his favoritism, his nonchalantness, effort of just being straight down the middle. It's ESPN. For one, let me just make this clear. It's ESPN. They got to make their shit sell. So they got to have KP, Stephen A., don't forget Mad Dog Russo talking some crazy shit. And they're not the only ones, because JJ Redick, you're a real one, but I got a clip of you saying some foul-ish. I think it's foul, because I'm like, you played. How the heck you going to have that thought process? But let me get to Da Vinci and let him unload. So go ahead and talk about KP's bum ass or Stephen A. first. It don't really matter. Go ahead, sir.
Well, for the people out here who don't know, I don't mess with KP, Kendrick Perkins. I don't mess with him. I don't listen to him. But I want to ask you a question. My question to you is, in your right mind, or out of your mind, whatever you want to put it, because I'm just messed up now. Should you ever compare Ja and Giannis?
Are you asking me this question?
Yeah, I'm asking you this question.
I don't know why you listen. I got love for Ja, but Ja ain't Giannis, and Giannis ain't Ja. For one, Giannis has done something that Jordan, LeBron, a lot of players couldn't have done at the age that he's 27 years old. 2 MVPs, Defensive Player of the Year, Finals MVP, Finals. That's 5 things, 5 accomplishments. Not only that, he is the leading scorer of the Milwaukee Bucks now. So,
yeah. Hold on. Here,
like I said, I've got stats to
me
prove that he's gotten better every year. And this goes to, like, sorry for going on this long run, but this goes to why I have a problem with Ben Simmons. This is why I have a problem with Ben Simmons.
I get it. Let's not even get into Ben Simmons.
Go ahead,
okay?
sir.
You know, let's just stay on Giannis. So he's what? 4-time All-First NBA, right?
5
now.
He's 5.
2-time second Defensive Player of the Year, all defensive, whatever.
5 times.
5 times, bro. Rookie team. What was he? Rookie of the Year? I couldn't imagine if he wasn't.
No, I don't think he was rookie of the
He won most improved. But listen, I don't, like we said, I keep going back to it, bro. If Giannis goes out there and he starts doing extra kick, because from what I watch and what I see, there's no way no one puts up these numbers or do what he does for his team like this guy.
Of course.
So you got to be out your right mind that says Giannis is Robin.
Oh, come on
You
now,
gotta
B.
be out your flat crazy mind.
You know what's
Saying
funny?
Giannis is
You
Robin.
know what's funny? And I'm gonna give Sly credit for this too, because when I brought up the whole comparison between him and Ben, Sly himself said, "Yo, Giannis is in a different stratosphere. He has to put the team on his back. There's a team built around Giannis for Giannis to succeed. You know, and that's not the same thing for Ben. So I don't understand where these guys are talking about Robin, but it's okay though. I got somebody else. Hey, listen, Reddick, I gotta come for you, boy.
Like you're one of the 3 best players in the world. And
Okay,
so is Kevin. That was my point.
so
I'm not
who's
going to
the-
get into
who's
1,
the
2,
third,
3,
though?
3, 2, 1. It's
I
not
just want to know who's the third.
Jokic.
Oh, okay.
Jokic.
Where's
Come on.
Giannis?
He's in the next group. I mean, he's like, but it's so hard. There's too many good players now. There's too many good players, Joe.
Oh, that's a Finals MVP.
That's too many good players.
2 times MVP, Finals
It is
MVP.
back in the
We're gonna
ESPN
get-
mode.
That's crazy.
So
stop it, bro.
JJ,
Wait.
I had to come for him, right? Yet another person who's talking this garbage. But guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to show you guys some stats here before I get into any more clips, okay? I just want to show these stats of Giannis, and I want y'all, the viewers, to tell me if I'm wrong, if I don't think that this guy is the best player. I want somebody to tell me why and how this guy's not the best player. 2003, right? 24, 6, 41%, 34 from I think the free throw. Oh no, 3-point line. Oh shit, 3-point line. He was at 34%.
Mm-hmm.
You see that? This is when he first came in. He was scrawny, didn't have any skills. Jason Kidd takes him, right? So he goes from 24, right? Up to 31, then 35. As you can see, okay, his 3-point shots, his percentage does dip, but you see that he's actually making an effort, right? Look at the rebounds, my G. Look at the rebounds. Do you know what I mean? 2017, 26, 52. Like, what more do you want? Giannis gets better every year. Every year he gets better. We've seen it. You know, the biggest knock on him was, he doesn't have a jump shot, right? He don't know nothing about skill, right? Okay. I got something for that one, too. Where is it at?
They'll appreciate it more, but I wish I could just run and with 7 feet and run and just dunk. Like, that takes no skill at all. I got to actually learn how to play basketball.
Yo, hold on. Why are you playing a clip from a guy who constantly quit on his team? Why are you playing a clip from a guy who constantly quit on his team?
Listen,
Whoa,
I had to play the sound.
Here.
I had to play the sound and then the facts behind it, right? So that's Giannis in 2017.
Oh, yeah, hold on.
It's 2022. It is 2022. That's Giannis for 2017.
But this guy.
What do you think he's going to be now?
James Harden. Okay, but James Harden have had more superstars around him than Giannis and still hasn't won a chip yet. What are you talking about? I don't want to hear nothing from James Harden, bro. What? Get out of here, bro. You don't quit on your team and come talk. No.
Hey, listen, I feel you. I got more shots though. Hold on here. Let's go here. Let's go into the latest one everybody's been talking about.
I'm trying to, like, what would Cole be doing right now? He's gonna be doing like 100,000. So I need to go ahead and let him know I'm in here doing 100,000. You know what I mean? And that's how it is. But everybody doesn't really get it.
No question.
They get tired. Oh, this hurts, and I'm like, it hurts because, like, I can shoot the same way from shot 1 to shot 1,000 now.
No question.
Like, my arm don't get fatigued because I've been doing the same thing over and over.
It's not meant to be easy, man. Huh? There's levels, right? That separation, people don't understand that separation. You talk about there's elite, and then there's a whole nother level. There's a gap. And people wonder, well, why? What separates them, man? Listen, I've learned what separates Bron. What separates guys like Kobe, Bron, the Kawhis, the KDs, or whatever in the world. It's the work that they put in, how meticulous they are with that work, relentless with that work. And there is a true gap.
There is.
There is a true gap. I talk to people about that all the time. Yeah, there's elite, but then there's another level of elite in our league of what players look like.
And what's so funny is the media tries to shorten it.
They do.
They try to shorten this gap like it's this, like, oh, he's the best player in the league. Not even close. Just stop. Just stop it. And just stop. Like, this gap is so big, but you're trying to always replace the next person by putting it back. Like his work, I can look at his game and say, he doesn't understand basketball yet. He plays the sport. He won a championship. Cool. He doesn't really understand how to be great, how to be better, how to train his body. Like, you know, I'm looking at the stats. Oh, you're playing 32 minutes, 34 minutes, 30. I'm sorry, but to be here, you have to train your body to at least 38 minutes and above. Like LeBron played 37 minutes at 37. That's a whole, like, that's a whole. Iverson was playing 43 minutes. 43 minutes, like there's a real, like.
Gilbert Arenas' comments, fair or foul?
I don't think they're either. I wouldn't call it fair or foul. I don't think it's accurate completely. I think that he should give Giannis better credit for understanding the game a little bit more than he has. But he wasn't insulting him. What he's saying is that his basketball IQ compared to some of the greats. Imagine once Giannis's knowledge of the game gets to that point to Gilbert Arenas' liking. You're seeing a guy that's averaging a minimum of 27 and 11 over the last 4 years. Giannis is a monster. He is something spectacular. But I also want to say this. Gilbert Arenas knows basketball. Gilbert Arenas, through a 3-year period, he averaged a minimum of 25 a game between 2004 to 2006. The brother could ball. Now, he had some issues, obviously, that were well documented that derailed his career to some degree, but he's done a great job on this podcast. I've actually been a guest on this podcast. He knows the game of basketball, and whether we agree or disagree with him, he's not coming from a place of ignorance. He understands the game. He articulates and elocutes his position on the game quite well. And actually, this is somebody that I'm going to invite on First Take during this upcoming season, because he knows what the hell he's talking about. We don't have to agree on everything. Right. I don't agree with him about this. I think Giannis knows and understands the game of basketball a bit more than Gilbert Arenas is giving him credit for. But when Gilbert Arenas says it, it does give me cause to pause and make me say, okay, let me think about what he's talking about, because I know Gilbert Arenas knows basketball.
Go ahead, Da Vinci. I'll let you go first, sir.
Well, first of all, I don't really agree with Stephen A. Smith too much, but on the part, Agent Zero does know basketball, and he does have knowledge on ball. A lot of things he talks about. You know, I watch a lot of his stuff, but I think this one was out of the ballpark. This one was just wrong. This one did not make no sense to me, because I've been watching Giannis. Me and you, King, are a big fan of Giannis. We've been there since day one, right? Yep. Right? We're not saying we're Milwaukee Bucks fans. We're Giannis fans.
Yeah,
we've been watching it. Yeah, and we've been watching this guy get better and better every year. How does he not put in the work when this guy came in as a toothpick, right? One off season, 4 or 5 months later, this guy was jacked. He put in the work. His shot was horrible when he first came into the league. He has a very decent mid-range shot right now. You can see that in the paint, little baby hook is slowly coming along.
Yeah.
Right? You see the dribble is coming along too. Right? So I don't understand the point of view or the view where he's coming from saying this, because it's completely opposite. Because Giannis is constantly putting in work. Giannis is one of the top 2 guys every year in the league that's putting in work, and the man's a champion already. He's an all-star and he keeps getting better and better. I can't stress that enough. So I don't understand where Gil is coming from. I get it. Agent Zero, he knows basketball. He's good. He does talk a lot of knowledge of basketball stuff on his pod, but I cannot agree with this one. I can't.
Listen, Gil, great basketball player, knows the game, did more than I did. I'm just the guy sitting on a gaming chair in the room streaming this, right? Streaming my thoughts, our thoughts. But it seems like the reason why Giannis is getting this hate, let me single myself up. He is getting this hate because he's not in the good old boys club. There's people's like I said, Charles Oakley, You heard I played a couple where Stephen A has said what he said, and then he kind of went back. I played the KP. I got some more, but before I get to that, I just want to state this and make sure it's clear. I'm not acting as if I know more than the basketball player who played NBA. Okay, I'm a fan. I watched the game. I've participated in the game. I understand the game. For him to make that asinine comment makes no sense to me, on any level. Do you know what I mean? I think he misspoke on Giannis. I think that, as much as Giannis gets all these accolades, it's because he don't want to be buddy-buddy with everybody. He don't want to be everybody's best friend. He's a new school player with an old school mentality. He's a work out with who? I work out by myself. There's clips of this guy saying, "Hey, listen, look, ain't nobody around me. I'm a loner. I'm a loser." Not every time somebody's gonna be there to motivate you. He motivated himself. And yet again, Sly, and you were right when we were talking about Giannis. And when it's like Giannis came from selling watches. So he's got that can't go back. Do you know what I mean? Compared to certain other players who get the money and just dip. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So let me ask you a question here.
Yeah.
Is it because his game is not so pretty? Because for me and you watching Giannis, we like that type of ball. We like to see you take it in the post. If the lane is there, you drive and dunk it on people all the time. It's not his fault. It's not his fault no one is picking him up or doing anything. If you're allowed to go in the post and just dunk on people, why not?
Exactly.
Here. So what's the difference between... So if we're saying this about Giannis, King, here we go. Attention to detail. If we're saying this about Giannis, what would we say about Shaq?
Oh, hold on. I'm not going to say nothing about Shaq. Do you want to know why? I've got a clip of Shaq saying what needs to be said. I told you, I'm loaded with clips today, son.
Okay.
This guy Pippen, I don't even like Pippen. Watch this.
Players today are better than players in your time period as far as total package?
I would say yes.
I hope y'all don't want to replay that. He said yes, right? All right. Watch this now. Like I said, I came loaded today, son. So let me, where is it? I just have to make sure I grab the right one because I need to grab the right one. You know what? I'll play this
Kevin
one.
Durant, LeBron James, Carmelo Anthony, James Harden, and a bevy of NBA players in New York to play in a pickup game this summer. He decided not to attend, saying, quote, "I can't work out with you in the summer and then play you in a few months. It feels weird. It doesn't feel right with me. Like other players, it's cool for other players, but I don't want to."
Giannis sharing a pretty hot take on the idea of what we've been talking about here, working out with other NBA players in the offseason, being friends with them. We've seen, of course, so many stars on different teams playing against each other who just hang out in the summer. But Giannis said, quote, "I can't work out with you in the summer." Tracy, what do you think of that?
100%.
No, you're in that camp. You're not the LeBron and Wade
I don't
camp.
knock the guys that do it, but my mentality is I want to bring something to the table to every season that's different. I don't need the guys that I'm competing against knowing what I'm working on.
I love it, Molly.
Yeah.
I absolutely love that.
Even Will
That's
Kane,
what
watch
it's
this.
supposed to be. That's what it was in the 80s and 90s, and not to be the old man saying it's better in the day, but this is what fans sign up for. We believe that there's some concept of competitive loyalty, the idea that you look across the court, look across the field, and what you see is not just a friend, but you see an enemy because you have to beat.
You got to beat them, right? You don't join them. And yet again, I'm not taking no doodles on my Golden State Warriors. I'm not taking no doodles on the Cavs. I'm just saying Giannis is a different player, and I think that's why he doesn't get the respect that he deserves, because he's not the guy that's out here kissing butts and shaking hands. You know what I mean? He's got a Mamba mentality. It's him in the gym all day, every day. You know what I'm saying? So, I just don't understand why people have these stupid takes. I got Ryan Hollins too. Don't worry, I'm gonna get him with a double tap here in a second.
Oh man. Yeah.
You want me to continue with the clips, or you got some more?
Here's the thing, though. Most of these clips are coming from these people that are known for hot takes, and What the most shocking part about that last clip right there was Will Kane agreeing, because we all know how wild Will Kane is, and that was that was something.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna fire off a couple more of these clips here. So, you know what? Nah.
Stars in the NBA have a lot of close relationships, very public close relationships with people they compete against. Why don't people see that from you?
I don't know. Was Kobe ever close with his?
Nope.
Yeah, like was Kevin Garnett ever close with his the guys he played against?
I mean, you know what I mean? Like, this is coming from the horse's mouth. So, like, yet again, I just want to show these things and show these situations. Here's another guy, Iggy. I got love for Iggy.
Modern day basketball today. If he played in our league today, he'll be the top 5 player in the league.
I don't think
he'd be better than Giannis, and I love Giannis.
What?
You hear? Oh, you didn't hear that? You want me to play it again?
No, explain.
Wallace played in modern day basketball today. If he played in our league today, he'll be the top 5 player in the league.
I don't think
he'd be better than Giannis, and I love Giannis.
Rasheed Wallace. He said
Rasheed Wallace
played today, he'd be top 5, and he'd be better than Giannis. Go ahead, sir.
Yo, hold on. Shout out to Sheed. Sheed was an awesome player, but come on, Iggy, bro, you got a basketball knowledge. You know, you got it. You're like one of those IQ guys. But wow, Sheed, what are you talking about? Sheed had his chance to do what he wanted to do. Sheed was on a team that was his team, bro. I don't get it. I don't get it why Giannis is so hated on.
You heard what Giannis said, right? He said, was Kobe best friends with was Kevin Garnett best friends with he's taking, again, he's an old school player in the modern era. And I respect his hard work. I respect his can't go back, all of that stuff. And I've seen the improvement in him. So I don't understand why people, and you know, it's not all people. I've showed you some people doo-dooing on him, right? I've got some clips of some people actually speaking facts. And shouts out to BTM, Basketball Time Machine. I know y'all probably don't watch him, but I watch him. I mess with him. He talks about a lot of old school basketball. All right. And you know what I mean? He found clips, bro. He found clips. Let me just get one of these clips here real quick.
I'll go back to my point there while you're doing that. So if we're saying this about Giannis, nobody said this about Shaq. And let me ask you another question.
Yep.
Isn't Giannis way more skilled than Shaq?
You know what? Let's just play the clip. Let's just play the clip.
It's been special to see a young kid come in like that, just raw. And you know, I don't know because I'm not around, but you know, from what you see, it looks like he just put so much work. He looks like a guy who just lives at the gym. He don't even look like he has a house or apartment. He looks like he literally lives at the gym.
By the time he's 30, probably be the best player in the game, probably be one of the best players ever. What I like about it is that he wants it. A lot of guys now are in the league just to be in the league, and you know, I was the type of player that if you asked me who the best player was, I'm going to say myself. Like a lot of guys would be like LeBron, KD, but this kid doesn't believe that. He believes that he's the best player in the game, and that is what competition is all about. That's how you're supposed to play. I like his game. I don't know his position. Candace said he was a point center. And that's kind of why I said he was better than me at the age of 24. Because at 24, I was just doing big man stuff. He's doing guard stuff, playing defense on the perimeter, switching. So he's actually much better than I was at 24. He's the first big man that I've seen average 27-13, right? A couple assists, 6 assists without post moves. So he's a point big man, the new era of basketball for big guys. He's playing at the top of the key, very unconventional, especially for us three. But what I like, he reads the defense very well. He does what he's supposed to do as a big guy. Just take it right to the hole. Everybody's saying, yeah, but he needs to work on the jumper. Forget that.
He's a franchise player, no doubt about that. This kid is next. I mean, he has unbelievable talent. He reminds me a little bit of KD and Westbrook a little bit. with his explosiveness, as Westbrook, and just his length and being able to maneuver like KD. Now, if he develops a jumper, he's going to be scary.
The thing I like about him is where he finds people that are wide. They don't even know they're open. He finds them and gets them the ball. Lajwan's is his biggest fan. He's Nigerian. Yeah. And Lajwan's his biggest fan. He said, you heard of Untitled Chapter?
I got to go with Giannis. I mean, I just think, from the first game, this kid has been on a mission. He arguably can be the defensive player of the year this year. So
Da Vinci, everything we've been saying, now we heard Dwayne Wade, Shaq, and you know what's messed up? Let me solo myself up for this. Tracy McGrady. I know some of y'all who might be watching this is going to be like, Tracy McGrady said something good about Giannis. Yeah, he did. He switched it up a few months ago, talking about Giannis would not make it in his era. Poppycock. But yet again, it's the shock jock thing. It's to say something ridiculous to get everybody up in arms. And I'm not upset that he said that. I'm just wondering why he would say that, knowing that he's an ex-NBA player. And, of course, the eras are different. But Giannis would dominate in their era, too. Like, you take Giannis right now and put it back in the 90s, what he's doing right now, they might even say he's better than Hakeem. And that's not me saying no crazy stuff. I'm just saying, look at his footwork and his defense. It's advanced way more than Hakeem. Hakeem was still skilled. But,
here's the thing, though. Back in those days that they keep talking about, big men, what are those big men used to do? Especially power forwards?
Post
They're
up.
always in the paint. They're always posting up. That's it. If you watch,
remember, Shaq said he doesn't do any post moves. Shaq himself said he doesn't do any post moves.
No. That's what I'm saying. But back in the day, big man, like power forwards, right? The only one that really wasn't like posting up too much was Karl Malone, right? Karl Malone is a mid-range god, right? But most
and KG
forward,
and KG,
yeah, but most power forwards
and
like,
Duncan
go way
too.
back, going way back.
Okay.
Right?
You talking about okay.
Yeah, going way back, right? These guys were mostly in the post. But I think everything we're trying to say, Shaq, those clips of Shaq clearly said it. It was said by Shaq. So if you're gonna say all of these things about Giannis, I rest my case with this. If you're gonna say all of these things about Giannis, so what would people say about Shaq then? Because in my years of watching the ball, Giannis is stretching the floor. Giannis shoots three-pointers. He doesn't hit them as often as people probably want him to, but I think he hits them decently. I think he hits decently mid-range shots. He's way more explosive. And yet, we're comparing this guy to Shaq, and this guy's a power forward, and Shaq was an unreal monster.
Center.
But that's who we're comparing him to. So that's the level of type of game that Giannis has. What is people watching? What is people watching?
Yo, Da Vinci, I don't know. But let me give you, I got two more clips of the hosting. I'm going to give you this bum-ass Ryan Bumlin.
Somebody talking about how Giannis was going to dunk his way through the playoffs and yada, yada, yada. Listen, this man is right now, he's the most overrated in basketball. To me, when you talk MVP, that means you're the most valuable player on the team. Your impact is the largest. And when I watch Giannis, yes, he rebounds, he blocks shots, he does all those little things. I love what he does. I love him. But he's not going to close out a game for you. He's not going to go out and win that big game. In fact, in the fourth quarters, he turns into more of a center and more of into a roller to the rim rather than a guy with the ball in his hands creating opportunities for others. When you watch the Bucks play, it's Bledsoe, it's Middleton. Those guys are closing the games out. Those guys are hitting big shots. Those guys are playmaking, Jay Will. So for me, I can't put you in that MVP candidacy unless you're closing games. I just can't give you that type of credit.
So Ryan Bumlin decided to make that statement. I know you've seen the clip, right? So he said in the fourth quarter, he doesn't know how to close out. And because I edited some of these ones, I had to slide that in there as he's saying it just to give people the visual thought of how dumb this guy is. I never made it to the NBA, but Ryan Bumlin, I'm not saying his real last name because that's how I'm going to disrespect him because I don't care, all right? He can beat me up if he wants. But anyways, Ryan Bumlin was out here talking about Giannis can't do this. Giannis, even though he's not a closer. No, he's not necessarily the closer. That's why they got Middleton. But Giannis can close a game. Are we going to forget what happened this year in Brooklyn? That game of games? I still have to edit that game. That game of games where he hits that clutch three, the foul shots to ice the game. Are we talking about the same person?
Well, here's the thing is though, a lot of these guys are talking, but I don't think they actually. Here's where the difference. Where see a lot of these people, you got like Skip and all of these guys and blah blah blah. I don't know if they actually watch the games fully, or they're constantly watching games like every single night. I don't know if they do like we do. But from what I've seen,
they should be.
Exactly, that's my point. They should be. But I think these guys only clip the highlights, and people send them highlights. See what they want to talk about. From what I've watched, I've seen Giannis close a lot of game out. It's either with his defense, he's getting alley-oops to close out to win the bucket. He is
hitting foul shots,
foul shot. He's slashing to the hoop. Making dunk. He's making game-winning dunks. I mean,
hey, don't forget his game-winning passes too, huh?
Yeah. I don't.
People thought I was gonna leave that out. His assist on the what up. Yet again, I just want to say, claps and kudos to Jason Kidd. I noticed you, my guy. There's not a lot of people that gonna say it. Giannis said it. We've said it. We've been saying it. You can go on the channel, go back. We've been saying Jason Kidd is a great development coach.
Yeah.
All right. We've seen Giannis do that jump within the time that he had him as a coach.
Just to add to what you're saying too, you need proof. Go back to all of Luka's years, right? Go back and watch. But then watch this season when he had Jason Kidd. You saw how Luka's game was different. Luka's game was more calm. He was on the block. He was using his big guard body. Like, I mean, come on. Luka was even on the defensive end too. I mean, stop it, man. Okay.
Right. And Luka's slim now. That's why he's my dark horse player. Like I'm telling you, Luka, if he gets a Robin, I'm telling you, B. I'm not a Dallas fan. I'm a Luka fan, but I've got the last. I saved the best for last, okay? Watch this.
We signed your contract, your extension. I'm sure it was with this in mind. Well, could you imagine it happening for you the way that it's happened?
I couldn't live. There was a job that had to be finished. I feel like the bubble did not pay us justice. We give credit to Miami Heat. They played great, but it did not pay us justice. Like everybody was feeling homesick. We're a family-oriented team. Wanted to see our families, but coming back, I was like, this is my city. They trust me. They believe in me. They believe in us. Even when we were lost, the city still was like on our side, and obviously I wanted to get the job done. But that's my stubborn side. Like it's easy to go somewhere and go and win a championship with somebody else. It's easy. I could go. I don't want to put anybody in the spot, but I could go to a super team and just do my part and win a championship. Still win. But this is the hard way to do it, and this is the way.
You heard that, right? That was the last clip. That's the last shot. All right. Closing statement for me is Giannis is number one. Even though he didn't win a chip last year, we've seen what he did even when he didn't have Middleton. Do you know what I mean? In the last game, Game 7 against Miami in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Still number one to me personally. Then you can go with your 2, 3, whatever you want to pick. But Giannis is still number one for me. Sorry, Joker, you're probably number 4. You know what I'm saying? And B, number 3. Number 2 is whoever you want to give it to. But, my last closing statement is Giannis is not the GOAT, but he's the best player in the league today until proven otherwise. Go ahead, sir.
I can't disagree with you that Giannis is number one in the league. Yeah, obviously, Jokic, the Joker is up there. Embiid. Hey, come on. Of course, we're gonna have to put KD up there. That's a monster. But my thing is, I just think, and this is what I always hate. The media and other players need to stop trying to take away people's greatness and try to tear them down. Appreciate their greatness. I don't care if you have a personal issue with them or whatever, you don't like them, their game doesn't fit your eyes or whatever. There's a lot of players that their game
Tim Duncan's game didn't fit anybody's eye, but he was Mr. Fundamental,
but you gotta
right?
appreciate it, right? And then it's the same thing too, because his game doesn't. What do I teach my son now? Well, bank shot. While everybody trying to beat Steph Curry, you take the bank shot. Because guess what? With that bank shot, you're going to the bank more time than these rest of the guys trying to do Steph Curry. You cash in. Because once you master the bank shot, it's an easy shot. Right?
Yep.
So, and that's me learning that from watching Tim Duncan. Because even when I was watching Tim Duncan and growing up in high school, right, everybody's like, yo, you love the bank. I'm hitting them. Floaters off the bank. Right? Yeah. I'm always at the side hitting the bank and I'm hitting them. But my thing is, stop it. Stop it. And there was another one like last week, something that came up and I hate it. And I didn't expect this from Shaq. But Shaq said something in the lines of KD's career was a failure other than his times with Golden State. I mean, that's disgusting. That's disgusting coming from Shaq. And I think that would be disgusting coming from anybody else, but especially an NBA player, a Hall of Famer. That's disgusting. Because Kevin Durant's career has not been a failure. Kevin Durant was an MVP. He took his team to the finals. It doesn't matter what. If you don't win a championship, you're not a failure. It's just like saying Charles Barkley is a failure. Patrick Ewing is a failure because they didn't win a ring. You're taking away these guys' greatness. And I do not appreciate and I don't like that. That's what really gets to me. Don't.
I feel you, fam. I feel you. But like I said, we're going to end it off and end that off with that. But we're going to get into this next one before we get out of here. Mitch has gone to Cleveland, the team that you said was nice last year, and they proved it. I didn't believe in it. You were right again, Da Vinci. You hit that 75%, my G. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're cooking, so, you know, it is what it is, fam. Good looking. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, we're going to get into this trade. I'm going to break it down a bit. Let me get rid of this. Sorry. So Kevin Durant rescinded his trade request. LeBron James signed an extension with the Lakers. Kyrie Irving appears to be staying in Brooklyn. The NBA offseason has reached an anticlimactic. I can't pronounce it. I'm not even going to try. Over the past couple weeks. But we know better than to think that would last. Sure enough, the Cleveland Cavaliers came through with a Macho Randy Savage elbow off the top rope on Thursday, acquiring Donovan Mitchell from the Utah Jazz in exchange for young players and picks. Mitchell was expected to be traded, but most reports suggested that the New York Knicks had the inside track, leading to the 25-year-old three-time All-Star when talks between New York and Utah hit an impasse, reportedly because the Knicks refused to include Quentin Grimes in the deal. Yo! New York Knicks, you are forever going to be trash.
No, hold on.
I'm going to finish this up. Hold up.
Okay,
you know what? Let me
ahead.
remove this for a second and let you get to cooking. Hold up.
No, I'm just going to add in there real quick. When you say New York Knicks, I think we got to be very careful here. New York Knicks. James Dolan, bro.
Fam, you can only blame James Dolan so much. The GM didn't want to give up Quentin Grimes. Listen, they had all these draft picks. They picked up Brunson, right? Everybody in their moment for the last 2 years practically is like, yo, he's going to the Knicks. He's going to the Knicks. He's going to the Knicks. And the Cavs come and scoop him up. Anyways, the Cavs pounced on the opportunity and positioned themselves as one of the most promising young teams in the NBA. Here's a summary of the reported trade following by the grades for each team. Cavs, Donovan Mitchell. They gave up Colin Sexton, Lauri Markkanen, Ocha. I can't pronounce the last one. 3 unprotected picks, 2025, 27, 29, and 2 pick swaps, okay? the Cavaliers. Now, I'm not going to let that impede on what we think. So I'm going to stop it there. I'm going to let you go on the floor. Let me know what you think about who won the trade, or if both teams won the trade, and your thoughts on what can happen next year.
Okay, so here it is thing. I think right off the bat, Cleveland won the trade, right? I'm pretty sure you're gonna agree with me on that. Cleveland won the trade right away. Now, in a couple of years, I think what Danny Ainge, the swiper, that man is swiper. He's building a very good team. So in a couple of years, they're gonna be a very good team. But right off the bat, I'm saying Cleveland won the trade because of the team they already had last year. Cleveland, what do you add? You had Mitchell now that doesn't need the ball, doesn't have to be point guard controlling and trying to score all the time. Right? Mitchell's role now is he has less pressure on him, as now he just can score. That's what he needs to do.
Well, he's got Garland with him now, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Garland is the point guard. Garland's going to control. Garland is also a great scoring point guard. So here you go. And then you got 2 point guard that can score. You got Evan Mobley for defense down there on the block too. And you got Allen.
Yeah.
Both of those guys are great defensive down there. They got what's his name?
Kevin Love.
Rubio. They got Kevin Love. They got Rubio. They got Ed Davis, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, they got Ed Davis. They got Dean Wade. All of these guys. Lamar Stevenson.
Don't forget LeVert.
Yeah, they got Chris off the bench. That's buckets right there. So Robin Lopez, bro, stop it. Tim Frazier. So, yes, right off the bat, they're going to be a very, very tough team. Very tough team. And I think they have a good coach too. So,
JD.
Yes. Yeah. Cleveland won the trade right now, but I think in a couple years, you'll see why the Jazz they did what they did.
Okay. For me, both teams won the trade. Utah has got what they needed. They still have, and they're probably going to trade Jordan Clarkson. Who else? A few other players. Jordan Clarkson. What's the point guard's name again? Conley? And they have a few other people. Yeah, they have a few other people. Yep.
Can I stop
Go ahead.
you for
What's
a
up?
second? I'm being a wish to the genie, wherever the genie is. Bring back Jordan Clarkson to the Lakers. We need him. Go ahead, King.
You see where Lakers stardom has gotten us? We beg him. No disrespect to Jordan Clarkson. I'd love to have him on the Lakers. I think he's a better fit than Westbrook, because at least he knows what he's supposed to do. But yeah, Utah, I think they both won. Utah got a lot of picks and trades, or a lot of players and picks from the deal with Minnesota. This one now is the icing on the cake. And Danny Ainge, of course, but Dwayne Wade, as much as I don't like your ethics sometimes, let me give you a claps and kudos as a part owner of that team. You're making moves, my guy. I appreciate it. Now, I now have to switch my dark horse in the East. I still want to keep the Bucks and the Bulls, but I have to add the Cavs into it now too.
But here, hold on. Sorry to cut you out, King, but you can't really say the Bucks is a dark horse. I think that's a little bit wrong.
Not the dark horse. The Bucks is my main pick, right? And then my dark horse is the Bulls. So I'm adding a third team to it, which is the Cavs. And I'm saying, with this acquisition. Sorry, don't mind me. I'm a little right now chiefed. With this pickup, they now position themselves to be a better team than they were last year. And JD is going to make it work. Mm-hmm. He's going to make it work. He made it work.
You have a bona fide star now on your team, right? I'm not going to say Donovan Mitchell is a superstar, but he's a star. And every team needs a star. That's what they got. So,
well, you know when the coach for Utah left, you knew Donovan wasn't far behind because he was already having problems with Rudy Gobert the year prior.
Okay.
The whole COVID time, right?
But hold on here. King, listen,
Yep.
people, you go back and check out our stuff on YouTube, you'll see here. King here, me, and our other co-host Sly, we called that at least 2 years ago. We said this team need to break up, and they have to break up because they're not going to go nowhere.
Yep.
It's only going to be regular season. We call it. We call it multiple times in that season.
Hey, just like I called, James Harden wanted to depart from Brooklyn, and nobody believed me until it happened. I said, this guy's doing all this funny stuff. He wants out. But to the viewers, let us know what you think about this trade and where the Cavs are positioned in the East for next year and for a few years to come. Also, I'm going to give the Cavs and the Jazz an A+. They both came out on top. That's my grade for them. Da Vinci, you have anything else you want to say, sir?
I want to ask you, I want to think at what seed you might think the Jazz might finish in the East right now after gotten
you mean the West? Or are you talking about the Cavs?
Cavs, East.
Six at worst, fourth at best. 6 at worst, fourth at best.
Yeah. I'm going to place them in the top 4 to top 5. I think that's where they're going to hang around.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they're definitely going to make it to the playoffs this year. I don't, unless it's injuries, you know what I mean? God forbid, let me knock on wood. Like they're Gucci. They're good to go. You know what I'm saying? But yet again, we just want you people to let us know in the comments below or comment. But you know what? It's your boy, the host of the most, the man with the plan, Yawa, King ECG, and Manila.
Yo, it's your boy, Da Vinci. Starve the ego, feed the soul.
Hey, yo, we appreciate y'all, all our new subscribers, all that jazz. We're going to be having clips of this show come out, as well as shorts. We're still doing more stuff. Look out for the Uppercuts podcast to be dropping here soon. Episode 9, episode 10, we couldn't get done right. The video got mashed up, so that's going to be on Spotify. And this will be on Spotify, too, in its whole version. So check it out. Much love, much respect. Until next time, people.
Yo.
Oh, hold up.
Yo, hold up. Check out our UFC previews and recap. I'm saying
that, too. Like I said, this is B.O.P Sports, man. Like, we don't just talk about basketball or football. The boxing, that's the Uppercuts. We put this out, put it out on here, and we talk about all those other sports. Football season's around the corner. It's about to start this Monday. I'm about to be gone.
Go 49ers!
Hopefully. But yeah, people, thanks again. Much love, much respect. Until next time. And yo, if you guys like these lives every once in a while, let us know too, man. We'll bop these off every once in a while. And hey, to the people on Twitch, hopefully, you know what I mean, y'all got a chance to see it. We appreciate y'all. And the people on YouTube, same thing. Easy.